The kettlebell press is one of the most fundamental exercises that you can do with a kettlebell. Unfortunately, many beginners make the same mistakes. In this video, I'm going to show you where these mistakes come from, and I'm also going to explain to you how to correct them. But before we get started, I have a gift for you. 30 days filled with kettlebell workouts for free. Check the first link in the description. Gregory von Lebe here. Many people who pick up a kettlebell have trained with dumbbells or with machines beforehand. And when you consider a shoulder press, most people are taught to do it like this. Elbows flaring out, then pressing overhead and coming back down. And the same goes when you do a shoulder press with a machine. And here's one of the first mistakes you're making. You have programmed your body a faulty movement pattern. But I have to be a little bit more clear. It's not faulty when it comes to the machine or the dumbbell, but it's a problem when it comes to the kettlebell. So the first thing that we have to do is deprogram this movement pattern. When it comes to kettlebell training, you want to keep your elbows always close to your body, just like boxing. So when it comes to pressing, we want to keep the arm close and press up in a straight line. It's the best and the most efficient way to press with a kettlebell. It looks like this. So in order to properly press first, we have to understand the fundamentals. We have to clean the weight up, insert our wrist inside the kettlebell window, and rack the weight. If you're just starting out, you want to use a so-called assisted clean. Looks like this. 1, 2, 3. After you've got the kettlebell racked, keep the elbows close to the body. And now, with this proper hand insertion, I don't even have to grab the kettlebell. I'm just pulling my fingers down into a fist while the kettlebell hangs on my wrist. Now, with the elbow close to my body, I think about pressing the handles up first in that straight line and coming back down. Now, one thing that is crucial about understanding how to press is understanding what happens to your shoulder joint. When you have the kettlebell racked in the rack position, your shoulder joint is internally rotated. This means your fist is pointing towards your heart. Now, as soon as you're pressing upwards, you want to shift the weight and go into a so-called external rotation with your shoulder and then press the way up in a straight line. Now, the reason why you're not used to this is, first of all, we have this faulty movement pattern, yes, but also your internal rotators are a heap of very strong muscles that are involved in this movement pattern. When it comes to external rotation, there's 2 small muscle groups that do this. So naturally, our bodies always look for the least way of resistance. So your body thinks, okay, let's use our strongest muscles and press the way up. And then, even though you're racking the weight right here, it probably looks like this. Your forearm also is not supposed to rotate. As soon as you start rotating the forearm, the weight wants to fall either down or towards your face. So what you want to watch is to keep that forearm locked and just let the shoulder do its thing. You also want to consider the relationship between your elbow joint as well as your shoulder joint, especially in the top fixation. As I have the kettlebell overhead, yes, I have the elbow fully locked, but I keep my shoulder blade depressed. I do not elevate it any further than needed. I need to have a depressed shoulder blade so that the top fixation, the end position, is as strong and as stable as possible. In order to finish strong, we have to start strong, which means we have to have a good foundation. A good foundation means that you have the elbow close to your body, racked in that position, that the glutes are tight, I keep them contracted, and the knees are locked. That's the first part of a strong foundation. The second part is the breathing. When you have the kettlebell in that position where you're getting ready to press, you breathe into the nose, keep the abdominals tight, press the weight up. When you reach that top fixation, you breathe out a little bit, still keeping your abdominals tight, and then you come back down. And once you come back down, you let the air out. Looks like this. Incidentally, we can also cover a scaption press and a so-called side press. Even though they look similar, they are not the same. With the scaption press, the idea is to get as much muscle mass involved in the press. So I am simulating this movement like you do it with a dumbbell, but the starting position is still in the middle. But I do that circle going outside my center of mass to activate as much muscle as possible. The side press is shifting your body weight to the side, still keeping the weight close to your center of mass for leverage so you can press heavier weights. Here I'm having a 28 kg kettlebell, which forces me to use my body's leverage in order to press the weight overhead. Keep in mind, whenever you use a kettlebell for a press, you keep the elbows close to the body and you want to press up in a straight line. And this in turn will have a therapeutic effect on your shoulder, especially your rotator cuff muscles, especially the external rotators will get stronger. And at the beginning, it might be challenging, but if you keep going, it'll get better time after time. Here's the next step that you have to do. You have to like the video, consider subscribing, share it with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells, and then go watch this video. It was a recent workout that we just did where I was using some elements of a standard press, but also a so-called side press. It's an awesome workout. A little bit for advanced, but go check it out right now.